everyone, Tom Vogel, wrestling's finest PC Pro Wrestling game. This is going to be part 2 of my Atlanta Municipal Auditorium card that was held wrestling time April 17th. The previous video, part 1, had the first 3 matches. It was Brad Armstrong, Ron Bass pinned him. Second match was Steve O versus Ted DiBiase. DiBiase pinned him with the loaded glove. And on your screen was the third match. Paul Orndorff won by disqualification over the Masked Superstar. But the good news for me in running this territory, where it says ally who just arrived at ringside quickly rolls into the ring, that ally was Roddy Piper. So I think 2 videos ago I talked about one of my problems was I couldn't figure a way how to get Piper involved in Georgia Championship Wrestling. And I had tried Steve-O, that didn't work, and then I was focusing on Paul Orndorff and had nothing, came up soon for that. Then I was going to try to move on to a third wrestler, but this gave me the opening. It worked out well for both because if you look up under the Masked Superstar, his pin rating was 40-40-11, and I did not want him to get pinned to Paul Orndorff, or get pinned by Paul Orndorff this early in my little bit of a push for Superstar, and it just seemed logical that he would have called for outside help when his third pin rating was that high. So, that being said, we are going to go on and move on to, I hit F3 by the way, for those keeping score at home. Next one's a good one, TV title match, Tony Atlas versus the Great Kabuki. I'm going to go ahead and hit start next card event. And this is going to be a little different now because it is going to be a title match. And we're going to select defend the title because it's a heel. Kabuki is going to select Gary Hart as his manager. And we're going to select champion. And then we're going to come over here for Mr. USA Tony Atlas, click champion. And we're going to let computer control him, and I'm going to make the pre-match never. I think, I got to uncheck this here. He is not a champion. Glad I caught that. Here's a question a long time ago I had. I don't know if I ever addressed it properly. If you make, like in this situation, I'm controlling Kabuki, and the computer's controlling Tony Atlas. If I select never, which I just did for the pre-match attack, because again, a face doing a pre-match, it's probably the odds of it being more negative is probably correct. And I don't want, Atlas to start the championship match at a big disadvantage. Plus, there isn't a huge lot of history between these two. They've had, I think, 2 or 3 draws. And then in the tournament, they actually had a draw, which eliminated both. Now, I think Atlas might have defeated Kabuki before by DQ. So, we're going to set the time limit here. And I'm going to set it for 30, but the title's only on the line for the first 20. So, we have title match, defend the title, Kabuki with Hart, champion. I am controlling him. Tony Atlas face, he's going to be controlled by the computer, so here we go. You get the pop-up here asking you who is the champion, and of course, since Kabuki is the only one designated, his is the only name that appears. Had both guys been champion, or let's say Atlas was, you wouldn't even get this one because you can't select defend the title for a face. So we're going to click accept. And here, if you look at Tony's last 2 matches, he had a draw with Kabuki as a double DQ, and he had a draw with Kabuki time limit. I believe that was during the national title tournament. I think this one here was when we were on tour. If you want to look at the Great Kabuki here, and this is something Gary expanded. If you'll notice, I had asked if he could do his last 5, but here it looks like, how many are on here? Looks like 7. He beat Bob Armstrong by pinfall, Paul Orndorff by pinfall. Both of those are with the Mist. There's the double DQ. He beat Steve-O by countout. There was the draw with Tony. That was in the title tournament. Lost to Orndorff by countout, and he had a draw with Brad Armstrong, double DQ. I love this feature, by the way. Just absolutely love it. Gives you a chance to look things over. Gary had asked, well, what all information do you want in there? I don't want much. I just want it to be a quick summary. If I want to go up and dig deeper in, I can. But here, I'm happy the way it is. So let's go ahead and get started. Blabbled enough. Our trade hold recommendations: speed move and pile driver. I think I'm going to do that. And to be fair, I think I'll do the same here for Kabuki. Okay, we're going to click done. Going to go action. Attorney DQ rule is on for Tony Atlas. See, I'm so used to this now, where in the past, if it was a challenger, you'd have to remember to select attorney DQ rules, but now it's the default, which I'm just absolutely thrilled with. Keep in mind, if it's a heel challenging for a title, that is not the default. Default is the heel challenger will not go attorney DQ rule. So, let's see here. Kabuki is defending the title. Tony Atlas is controlled by the computer, and Kabuki is controlled by me. So let's get this going. Remember, 30-minute match, title's only on the line for the first 20. So Kabuki has a kick countered, ropes, flying forearm, 1, 2, doesn't get dog. Big knee, punch is countered, legal arm hold. Kabuki another arm hold. Traded moves, went for a leg hold and it was countered. Atlas goes to a choke, bottom rope. Submission by Tony, nice powerful body scissors. Kabuki with a series of chops to the chest. Kabuki with a kick. Kabuki with another kick. Atlas, military press slam, early, 16, 1, 2. Oh, I jumped the gun. We got ropes. Kabuki, savate kick. 1, 2. Doesn't get the 3. Pretty good match so far. Possible DQ, we're going to stop it. Kabuki auto control loss. Atlas power slam, but he does not get the pin. Folks, I just got to love pointing stuff out. Hopefully it's can be somewhat helpful and maybe just explain stuff you might wonder about. You'll see power slam. Tony does it from 20 to 39. Here's all the numbers for it. But you'll notice the pin attempt is only 5. Well, I shouldn't say only. It means from 5 to 40, he is going to attempt a pin. Well, in this case, we must have turned a 1, 2, 3, or 4. So you only had a 4 out of 40 chance that there was not going to be a pin. So if my thinking is correct, 36 out of 40 is 90%, so he only had a 10% chance of not pinning him. So that's how sometimes you might wonder, how come he didn't get a pin? Well, that's why. So Atlas auto control loss. Kabuki countered. Action outside the ring. Tony from inside the ring punches away at the great Kabuki, knocking him off the ring apron. Auto control loss, Tony. Auto control loss, Kabuki. Tony auto control loss. See, Tony's missing golden opportunities here. So we got 7 off due to a kick. Double chop, 6 off. No action. Kabuki another kick to the midsection. Doesn't even get the 1 count. Tony's getting close to his next stamina level. Kabuki's already hit it once. Kabuki's going to try an illegal pin. Doesn't even get the 1 count. Kabuki choking. You'll notice now Atlas went to his next stamina level. No action. Kabuki, savate kick. This time Tony was ready. Power move. Throws him in the corner. Follows with a running splash. Tony, another mistake. Kabuki throat chop. Kabuki karate thrust. It's countered. Tony stopped a DQ. Tony had his punches countered. Kabuki disqualified check. This is telling me I better do some checking here. We got 3 specific specialty luck cards. We're going to play one right now. And we're going for the myth spray. Do we want to attempt an illegal pin? I'm going to say no. 40, 40, 35. And the reason I'm going to tell you a no, it's a good learning moment here, or a teaching moment, whatever you want to call it. If the referee had caught the illegal pin attempt, which, a little bit of a chance, then there's no pin attempt. But by declining the illegal pin, you still get the 40, 40, 35. So had the illegal pin not been caught, there's a good chance it would have gone to 40, 40, 40. But I'm not going to risk it for 5 numbers. I'll take my chances at 35 out of 40, which is, I think, 87.5% chance we're going to get the pin. I look at it, when you watch an NFL game, if you're still watching it, a guy breaks free down the sidelines and the quarterback underthrows him, and the guy catches it, and gets tackled maybe at the 10-yard line. Had he thrown it perfectly, it would have been a touchdown, and the announcers will point that out. However, sometimes I look at it a little bit different, that had the quarterback overthrown him, or thrown the ball farther, he could have possibly overthrown the guy. So sometimes, is it okay to get tackled at the 10 versus having an incomplete pass? I mean, you can make an argument both ways, but that's what this is kind of similar to. So we're going to go ahead and start the pin. We got a 1, 2, 3. Tony Atlas, pinned, middle of the ring. So we'll click done. For those who think Kabuki is simply going to be easy pickings, must not have witnessed this majestic performance in the ring today. So, a couple things I want to point out. I'm kind of chatty this morning. People say, somebody says, oh, it wasn't a very good match, or I've said it's not a very good match. It was sloppy. What to me is a sloppy match? When you have a lot of auto control losses, and Tony had 4 of them in this match, and if you look at the numbers, this was pretty dominant performance by Kabuki. He was in control 25 times to 15. Tony did have 5 counters to Kabuki's 2, but I believe 2 of them were off specialty moves. Here, auto control loss 4 to 2. That's huge. When you have auto control loss, you're basically just giving control back to your opponent. Now, so for me, a sloppy match is a lot of auto control losses and also a lot of no action. Those make the matches clunky because you do not get into a flow. The auto control losses, though, sometimes they are dictated by your opponent due to the forced error rating. That's that plus number each wrestler has after his auto control loss rating. So that to me, counters, I look at the opposite. Somebody said, I had a lot of counters, it was a sloppy match. I disagree. Counters to me make the match exciting. Because when you have a counter, if Tony Atlas counters the Great Kabuki, Tony Atlas is considered to have applied a successful hold, meaning your next step is you're going to see what hold he's trying to apply. Doesn't mean it's automatic. It just means that he now gets to attempt a move. He can't have auto control loss, he can't have nothing occurs, and he can't have fan interaction. It's just basically, let's see what hold Tony's going to apply. Attempt to. Now it can get countered back, but that's why I like counters, because it's the back and forth, and counters bring into the match each wrestler's ability. Now I want to show you Tony, a little compare and contrast here. Look at Tony here. He has 8 body slams and 5 suplexes. If you go to his legal holds, he has 7 whip into ropes and he has 6 power moves. Okay, now let's look at Kabuki. Kabuki has 3 body slams and 3 suplexes. If we go to the legal holds, Kabuki has 5 whips, no power moves, but look at this, 12 chops. If you want to look at his illegal, he has 11 throat chops. So he likes to use the choking, 8 here, and then 11 throat chops. So just wanted to do a little compare and contrast here between the wrestlers. So this one now is in the books. Did forget to mention we got a 3-star out of this one, so that's not bad. So let's go now. We're going to go on to our next encounter here, and this is going to be a tag team match for the titles. Bob Armstrong and Dick Slater are going to challenge the Wild Samoans for the national tag team title. Again, we're going to go defend the title. It is a title match. We're going to come down here and select Sonny King. Right here. We're going to make these guys the champions. I'm actually going to let the computer control both. So we're going to go computer controls both. We have the champion. I'm going to make this to never. Again, I'm kind of a chicken on the pre-match tax when it's a title match. I'm going to click OK 60 minutes. And now let's just view this to make sure everything looks good. 60 minutes, heel, both control, champion. So we're going to click OK. Wild Samoans are going to be defending the title option. Trade hold recommendations. Ropes, we're going to cancel this. We're going to go ahead and click action. Let's take a quick look at the Samoans if you don't mind. Their last 5 beat Armstrong and Atlas by countout. Beat Armstrong. Oh, they lost to him. You know what, folks? That might have been a play test. I'd have to go back and look because I think it was. I was testing something there. We had a DQ against the Freebirds, a countout versus Wrestling 1 and 2, and then a pinfall they won by. So there we go on that. Alright, so here we go. Let's get this started. Wild Samoans have a double team already countered. Oh, DQ. They didn't, how do you want to say it? They avoided being DQ. So what that tells me, though, is Armstrong and Slater do not have a stop strategy card for the DQ. And remember, I block it out so I can't tell who the computer has. That hurts them now because with Slater's volatility, they could be in line for DQ. So here we have no action. They get a counter. Samoans with punches. 1. Got to the ropes. No action. Let's see here. They decided they wanted to use Sonny King, but that result was basically a nothing occurs off Sonny King's card, so it drew the result, mocks the fans at ringside. So let's continue on here. Sorry, Great Kabuki the cat's bugging me, but I just swatted him away. So here we go. We got a stomp here by Armstrong Slater. Body slam. Body slam. 1, 2. Nothing going. Here we go. Armstrong. Let's see. We throw a point in the corner where he continues to strike his head. Perfect bridge suplex. Armstrong Slater taking it to it. Get countered here. Low blows countered. Elbow. Can't get the 1 count. But they're slowly wearing the team down. Double team by the Samoans. Outside ring, Samoans stop weighing Armstrong and Dick Slater as they draped across the ring apron. With a punch to the midsection while trapped in the corner. Found tag out ties opponent's arm up in the ropes, which allows the entered opponent to cheap shot opponent with several punches in the arm area. So the stamina battle's starting to come back now. Another double team. Another double team. Submission hold. Double team again. Samoan just taking over. They've just knocked the Armstrong Slater into their next level. While Samoans attempt to pin, going for an illegal pin here. 1, 2. Doesn't get it. Samoans go to the choking. They've just dominated this now the last few minutes. Another double team. 1, 2. Don't get the 3. But they're, I mean, look at this. It's now 136 to 60. Another double team. Oh, this time they counter it. Punches, coming back strong. Suplex. Samoans gain control, but auto control loss. Submission by Armstrong Slater. They make an auto control loss mistake. Samoan drop. Look at that, 40-40-12. You got to hope that one of the strategy cards, luck cards, that Armstrong and Slater have is going to be help their partner. So let's go 1, 2. It's called for partner help. Armstrong and Slater called for partner help due to attempt being very close to the ropes. Bob Armstrong and Dick Slater are able to tag out, which immediately stops the attempt. It was saved. Double team move. Suplex. 1, 2. Ropes. Made it to the ropes, but they're getting wore down again. Flying body press. They have a submission countered. Samoans double headbutt, tag team finisher. Look at that. 40-40-26. Hopefully they have another get to help their partner. 1, 2. Call for partner help. Partner is almost able to break up the attempt at the last moment. Opponent nails him with vicious forearm. Nothing happens. Count continues. So they turned something from a 27-40. They avoided disaster. Another 15 off. Armstrong and Slater are on their next level. Body slam. 1, 2. Oh, he doesn't even get 2 count. If Samoans can land another specialty move, I think it's over. While Samoans keep opponent in the corner, they continue to double team, just avoiding the DQ. All forms of double team. 40 off. Armstrong and Slater have their outside lip split open and blood is starting to drip down. 19 off. These guys are in a world of hurt. Look at that. 292 to only 93. Another 38 points, and they're going to see their third stamina level go to, I believe, 6. Kick by the Samoans. Whip into the ropes. Ropes for leverage. 1, 2. Could not get the pin, but they are 5 off with a neck breaker. Look at that. 15. Bob Armstrong, Dick Slater are fading fast and look to be in deep, very deep trouble. 15 off. 40-46. Arm hold by Armstrong, Slater. We got some double teams. Another double team. Armstrong nailed the Samoans as they try to re-enter ring. This is actually a pretty darn good match because now Slater and Armstrong pulling themselves off the mat. Specialty move, knee lift, 40-45. 1, 2. Oh, close, not quite, but got closer. Armstrong no action. Samoans whip into the ropes, meet him with a forearm. 1, 2. Can't get to 3. Samoans again, just wearing them down here. Tell you what, if Samoans land, look at that, 40-40-11. Headbutt. I think they're legal pin in it too. 1, 2, 3. We got a winner. All our teams are going to find out that beating the Wild Samoans for the title is going to be a very tough proposition after seeing their remarkable win tonight. Samoans, illegal pin. They used a headbutt. It looked like they grabbed the trunks. Doesn't matter. They're champions. Armstrong, Slater, not. Quick look at the stats. Samoans were in control 9 more times. Counters were close. Auto control loss was the same. Look at the number of pin attempts by the Samoans. 2 for 2 on specialty. They were 1 for 1, Slater and Armstrong. 6 double team attempts, 3 successful. Samoans 11 for 13. Wow, big, huge win for these guys. 3-star match. Samoans just keep rolling. And I think, again, what affects it is, and I'll show you a couple things here. If you look at their tag rating, 32-8, that's pretty darn good. Actually, the first one, in my opinion, could be a 33, but I think 32 is fine. They also get 7 luck cards, which are huge in tag team because of the outside help. Let's look at Armstrong Slater. They're only a 26-7. Now, the double team's only 1 apart, but you're still going to have an advantage. But that 26 versus a 32, huge importance to having that number. they also only get 4 luck card strategy cards versus 7. So, and the reason it's done this way, it's simple. Armstrong and Slater, I'm not going to say I'm an expert how much they teamed up, but it wasn't a lot. If they held a title, I sure don't remember when. I don't think they did. They're on the lower end of a tag team spectrum. You know, that 26. That's one of the probably the lowest rating you can have. I mean, there might be a couple 25. So the point of what I'm trying to say is here, teams that only teamed up now and then and not on a regular basis are usually going to get 4 strategy cards, and their first their first tag team rating is going to either be maybe a 25, but it's usually going to be a 26, and if they're lucky, maybe a 27. They're going to be fighting uphill when they take on a regular established tag team, and when you factor in the Wild Samoans are a very, very good tag team. You know, they dominated a lot of places they were in. So, and that goes back to my video from 2 videos ago where I said my tag team for the Faces was a problem, and this is one of the reasons why. They're just not. They're good wrestlers, Armstrong and Slater, but they're just not a great tag team. And even if they win the title, it's going to be hard for them to maintain it, in my opinion. So, we're done with this one, and now, folks, we're on to the granddaddy of them all. Let's get this set up. The World Heavyweight Championship match. Strongman Ken Patera versus Harley Race. Let's start it up. Alright, let's make darn sure I get everything. We're going to go defend the title. It's a world title match. Harley's the champion. No manager. Go ahead and hit the time of 60. Going to click OK. Patera's going to be controlled by the computer. And we're going to go never. We don't want to have any pre-match attack. So let's just make double sure. Defend title, world title, 60 minutes. Champion, I control. Non-champion, computer controls, and he's a heel. So we're going to click OK. This is going to take us to the main game screen. Now, who's going to defend the title? It's Kenny Patera. So we're going to click here. Accept. And what we also are going to do here, I was stumbling around there. I did set attorney DQ rules for Patera. You'll see that in a second. Trade hold, ropes, none. So we're going to go action. And now Ken Patera attorney DQ rules is on 10. Patera's controlled by the computer. I'm controlling Harley. Defending the title, world title match. Here we go, folks. Ken starts off, painful armbar, and no action. Punches by Patera, no action. Here's something to keep an eye on with Patera. How many auto control losses he has. And let me show you how that works real quick. This can be a longer video, but the way it is, I guess. He's 75 to 87, but since he has been around a long time and he does force errors on his opponent, he's a 4. Okay, keep that in mind. 75, 87, 4. Harley's a 75, 86, 5. So for this match, the difference of 5 and 4 is 1. So Patera will now be 75 to 88, and Race will be 75 to 86. It's only 2 numbers, but this whole sequence where you have to determine if it's successful hold, auto control loss, fan interaction, or nothing does come up quite a bit. So, here we go. Back to the action. Low blow. Patera suplex. 1. It's only going to get the 1. Strong start by Patera. Look at that. 6 times in control. Harley gets control, but he gets knee move countered. Suplex by Kenny. Belly to belly. Doesn't get the 1. Ken goes for an early neck breaker. Race countered it. Finally, Harley choking. 6 off. Harley. Pony's using a strategy card. We're going to click no. Specialty match action. He was going to, I believe, go outside the ring. Patera didn't meet the test, and he decided to use punches instead of an arm. Body slam. Nothing. We're going to click no again. Disqualify, so he tried to stop, he stopped himself from getting DQ'd. Patera gets pinhold countered, Race with a kick, whip into ropes, doesn't get the 1 count. Harley's going to try an illegal pin. Can't get the count, so let's check my strategy cards. We got an outside help, specialty hold, makes it to the ropes, counters his opponent, call for outside help, specialty hold section, outside ring chart. And that's, he gets used to defend the title chart. Pretty good for Harley. We don't know what strongman Kenny Patera has. Harley just made a mistake, auto control loss. Patera going for an illegal pin, but didn't add anything to it. Outside ring, Harley Race continues to take liberties in his relentless attack on Ken Patera, paying absolutely no mind to warnings from the referee, 30 off. Reason that one was put in, if I may go off on a side one here, usually the refs are going to be a tad more lenient in a world title match. So Race knows that he's less likely to get disqualified, so he's going to take some liberties, and that's this result. So that's one of the better results you can get off the defend the title chart. Gets a throat chop countered, pin hold, Russian leg sweep, Patera face rake. We're going to click no again. Patera stopped another DQ from occurring. He's going for an illegal pin. Doesn't get the 1. Both wrestlers are on the verge of going to their next level. And Race now has went there. But he's a 4. Patera is a 5, meaning Race only has to add 4 numbers where Patera has to add 5. Countered. Race pinhold. Small package. 2. Doesn't get it. Race with a kick. We've now put him. Referee orders all managers and allies to go to the dressing room. I'm not sure if maybe a couple people wandered out there. So I'm just probably going to ignore that since nobody was there. Race with an eye gouge. Now, let me back up that. That could actually be an angle. You could actually use that as an angle. You could say that a manager came out to scout him, a wrestler came out to scout. So if you wanted to say it was, Ric Flair came out and was scouting Harley Race for maybe a future match, that's something you could possibly use. There wasn't any physical altercation, but it does give you a couple options. So let's keep going. Race with an eye gouge, Race with choking, arm hold, Race starting to wear him down, 10 off, 6 off. Harley going for specialty. We're going to illegal pin it. 40-40 suplex slam. This is one of Harley's favorites. 1, 2. Opponent's using a strategy card. I'm thinking he's getting to the rope, so I'm going to nullify it. We got it. Harley Race, world champion. Keeps the belt. Love it. Illegal pin attempt. Patera had his foot on the rope. So what happened here is, let me just walk you through this. Harley Race was extra focused in this match, and it showed as he performed at a very high level in defeating Ken Patera in a convincing manner. The world title appears to be staying put for a long time. Woo! I can't do it because it's Harley. Harley applied a pin while Ken Patera had his foot on the ropes. Referee missed it. That's the way it goes. But let's go through the sequence. Race did his move. His legal pin rating's 10, which is as high as it can be in the game. He got the option to do it. I said yes. Put the pin rating at 40-40-26. Now, we got the 1, we got the 2, and then Ken Patera, where it says decided to use the ropes, that was one of his remaining strategy cards. He wanted to make sure the referee, saw him on the ropes. But Harley Race stopped that from occurring by countering the strategy card Patera was going to play. And that's, again, I love the strategy luck cards, whatever you want to call them, because it brings into the game choices you get to make back and forth. It's similar to a basketball game if you're trying to get a better matchup, or a football game where you're going to try to run behind your strong left tackle. The defense knows it, so they're going to load up their right side of their D to try to stop that. That's what this is. It just gives you some more options. This was a very good match. We got a 3.5 out of it. Patera actually controlled it, 20-16. Race did come back a little bit, but just a very it was a very good match. So what I'm going to do here, since this did go 35 minutes, we got the final three in. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope maybe you picked a couple tidbits up that will help you in your matches, or at least explain how some things work. Maybe you've kind of been puzzled at times, like why would he, not get a pin attempt, or why would he have not gone for an illegal pin when he has the chance. I want to try to explain those things as I go through these matches. So thank you for joining. Again, appreciate everybody's support for Wrestling's Finest. You can find us on the Delphi forum. Go to your favorite search engine and you're going to type in 4 words, Delphi, which is DELPHI, forum, Wrestling's Finest. Delphi Forums, Wrestling's Finest will take you right to our page. My web page link is in the top left. Get some screenshots over there, but if you're seeing the game, with these videos, you don't really need to look at anything as far as screenshots. But the forum's the place to go. It's great guys, great discussions, great wrestling worlds. Everybody's welcome. Even if you don't have the game or you're not even planning on getting the game, it's just a chance for wrestling folks to hang out. Boy, we have some creative people over there with all the stuff they have going. But thank you for joining me and for, popping in on these videos from time to time. I appreciate it. And with that, I will say goodbye to everybody. And thank you again. This is Tom Vogel, Wrestling's Finest PC Pro Wrestling Game. So long, everyone.